Okay, I want to get a bit of practice in the end game. If we can get to the end game in the game, let's take a look at maybe changing some thought processes that we have. Let's go here. So let's do the bishop blocker. Get the bishop out. Knight out. Got 2 on there. We've got 2 protecting at the minute. Let's just put a third. Move the king. Rook's moved. Bring the bishop here. See if we can attack the bishop. It's like they're looking to put some pressure here. They're continuing some pressure in the center, so the dark square bishop's got a bit of pressure on it from the knight. If we go and attack the bishop, pawn could actually drop, take, or pawn takes. Still got loads of pieces on there. Although this white square bishop would have gone, wouldn't it? But it is, we've got a smaller piece protecting. I think if we go and attack the bishop, I think this pawn is dropping, but we do have that. So I think we'll continue with attacking the bishop. So we're not in the end game yet. We're transitioning as best possible. Opening's been done, just trying to jostle some position. Opponents fighting for some management of the center. What do I think they'll do? I think they will. Oh, didn't think they would do that. So the queen is attacking this pawn here. Our bishop is attacking, but the rook is defending. So we take the bishop, queen takes, is on the pawn. Take this pawn, knight takes, is on the bishop. Or does the queen take? Well, got options. So the knight takes, is on our bishop. Bishop's got no protection at the minute. Can't really target anything. Can move back. But we are wanting to defend this pawn. I think we will defend the pawn first with the rook. Capture. Oh, not end game yet. Still transitioning from the mid because they've still got the queens on the board. We have to do a bit of dancing. I think we'll attack the queen to see if he's going to exchange. They may feel powerful because they've got a bishop against the knight. It's usually this psychology. Yeah. We're going to take. See who's wanting to fight to own the file with the rook. So end game now this is. And let's just bring the rook here. Like we said, owning the file is key with the rooks. And he's gone for a simple attack on our knight. Knight can jump here attacking this pawn. I think we'll do that. They are defending the pawn. We can attack their bishop. Don't really know what it's doing there. So we can attack the bishop, then we would have a 2-on-1 on the pawn. I'm going to bring the rook here, which I think they're probably just going to attack our knight with the pawn. Okay, so they're not done that kind of thing, but we will take the pawn. This type of endgame need to practice for the over the board type of play. So the knight's got a safe haven here, it can move. It's got 2-on-1. Don't think there's anything special, is there? No, I think it's just moving to there. So we'll just move here, attacking the rook. Rook is probably going to take. Just a nice line here, attacking the rook and the bishop. Not doing that. So I'm giving this rook up with a check on. Or is he giving it up? Am I giving my knight up? I'm probably giving my knight up, aren't I? Yeah. Anything to be done? Anything fancy? No, maybe attack a pawn. No, I can't defend the rook. Pawn's going to take, so if we come here... No, we can't go there, dude. Bishop's defending that area. If we go there and attack this pawn... Okay, let's go and attack this pawn. If we get this, then the king obviously can defend the pawn here. And they've gone for it, so we will take the pawn here, put a check on the king. Let's not get into a rhythm of thinking we're winning. Rook. Rook here to try and do this and attack the pawn. Oh, do you know what? He's going to just attack the pawn here. But we can defend. Oh, he's going for a back ranker. Oh, dark square. Dark square, dark square. Oh, dark square, bishop. We just push the pawn up. Push the pawn up, make space for the king. Giving up the pawn, it's on a white square. I think they're looking to try and condense our king in with some sort of back ranky thing. Let's just take the pawn. Trying to cover my blind spots as best possible. He can't come here now with his king to get into here. Giving up his bishop as well, but there's no checkmate after that, so we would be able to take the bishop. I think there's still more to set on this rook coming here with a check on the king. It looks like they've left the game. So nice bit of endgame practice there. You need to keep practicing more, drilling some more, especially the pawn endgame type thing. So let's see if we can get one where we do get like the pawn endgames. And we're still looking at trying to get to the end game and practice a pawn end game type thing, but there's no pressure. If we don't get there, we don't get there. What is this? Okay, let's take the pawn. I don't think I've seen that one for a very long time. Okay, we're going for simplification. Let's just develop the knights. Let's not get embroiled in anything too fancy. Bring the bishop here, looking to stop the castling. Obviously that's not going to happen. Oh, I thought the pawn was going to hit. Let's castle. Let's go here, just maybe stopping the knight jumping a bit. Oh, the bishop's getting trapped. Let's go here. Doesn't like the idea of the bishop stopping there, castling. Oh, they're on fire. They don't want this bishop here. They may go and castle queenside, it's just that there's not much of a castle left. Let's hit this pawn here, the head of the snake. Shall we take the head of the snake or shall we push? But he's probably just going to push past. I'm going to take. Bishop's probably coming here now. Bishop isn't going there. So shall we get this out first? Try and get the knight out. Face off the king. Get the knight out. Maybe attack their knight. Bishop is hitting this pawn which has no protection on. Why does it have no protection? Bishop probably simply comes back because we're not going to push because the rook is there. Okay. Bring the bishop back. Oh, they're beating us to the punch, aren't they? We're wanting to jump here and stuff, but they're just a step ahead of us. All the time. I'm going to attack the bishop. It's like they're doing blind spot management as well. They're thinking this long. I don't think they're going to be taking. I think they're going to be moving the bishop either to here or to here or something. Because they can now castle now. Oh my gosh, they've gone back in. I didn't expect that at all. Alright, so does the knight have some sort of dancing, attacking the pawn here? Space here. Let's just bring the knight in. Attacking the pawn. Try to give them something to think about. I think the pawn's just going to push onto it with dancing to here. Again, stopping them from castling with the knight. Oh, they have done as well. So we will just jump the knight in here. We'll have a little square here for a fork if they are so inclined to be kind enough to let us have it. We are also hitting the pawn here. I think they'll go, I'm fed up with this, just let's hit this bishop. I think my bishop could be trapped, you know. Hit the bishop. Oh, okay, he doesn't want the fork thing and he's saving his pawn. And the knight is no longer... Could jump back, but that's causing me problems into... Bring the rook here, defending the knight. Oh, we could have got the bishop. We could have got the bishop. Moved too fast. I didn't need to move that fast. We could have got the bishop with a fork. Too late to the party now. Yeah, they've seen it. Oh. Ay, 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 ay. Bishop, nope, because the pawn is not protected. Oh, that's messed the pretty little pattern up now, hasn't it? Attacks the pawn twice while he's defending twice with the knight and the bishop. Knight, no. Move the bishop, knight puts a check on the king. Somehow feel like I'm trapped. Do we move the bishop then? Move the bishop, he pushes down onto the bishop. I think they'll move the knight, won't, because the bishop doesn't have any protection now. Nope. Just move the bishop. I might even consider moving the knight. It just feels a little bit Oh, we can't. Woohoo! This pawn doesn't have any protection on it. Oh, but the bishop's trapped. What are we doing? Let's make some space. Still going to hit it anyway. This is endgame really, because it is like the queens are off the board and stuff. What did we miss? It's got two pieces on the knight, which is the knight and the king. So I think we should just take the knight off the board. But are we missing something? Knight check. Nope. Nope. It's taken. Not missing anything. Just take it off the board. We take here, we're opening up space around our king, but I don't think there's a right lot we can do about it. So do we bring the knight here to sit this knight here to be a bit annoying again? Don't think we're going to get time because he's going to hit the bishop. We're going to hit the bishop when we lose a pawn, but the knight is also defending the pawn. Hits, we move. He does have all these pawns that can be coming down here as well. Thankfully his rook is not in the game at the minute. They may be realising this. Oh, what's happening here? We'll put the check on the king. We take with the bishop, make it active because it's going to be on the rook. And we lose the pawn. Or do we take with the rook owning the file? Take with the bishop. Do we push this? Oh, what's going on? Didn't envisage that. So bring the bishop here, attacking this pawn, but then he does have this attacking this pawn here. I'm still getting a bit simplified here. And we can push this pawn because the bishop is on this. Just that he's going to have like passes we have to contend with. I'm going to bring the rook here, attacking two pawns. Don't think both can be protected, but we will lose this pawn. We'll take here. It's attacking the rook with the... Okay, the rook can take the pawn. What am I missing? Then we'll take the pawn. Try and get this rook in the game. Bishop's protecting this pawn at the minute. Maybe a pawn push up. But maybe a nice space for the bishop at the minute. I think this rook will be rushing to get to here, or this rook, whichever one. Gone supporting pawn. Can we be annoying and just push, push, push? Let's come here and see if we can put a 2-on-1 on the pawn. Although I think the bishop will be a bit annoying, just attacking the rook. Maybe try and slot this in here. Oh, they're giving us things to think about. Pawn pushes down, we just come across. If he takes. Right, let's just continue with the plan of capturing this pawn. Going for a trade. I'm not. Well, we could just take the pawn, but I think we're a +1. I think we can take. And we'll get the bishop off the board. Just go with the check, couldn't we? But let's not do that. Let's go practical. This pawn's going to be pushing. Okay, this is the type of stuff the guy's still playing on. So king's making its way down. Can't get into here. Attack this pawn. Oops, excuse me. Oh, it looks like they've left the game. Maybe they're coming back. I was just going to say if the rook comes here, we do have the check on the king. And the bishop will be able to take the rook off the board. It does look like they've left. That's a shame. Damn. Practice in the endgame. Let's just push up and block the pawn. Let's bend the pawn. Develop a pawn. Oh no. Let's go here with bishop. Up in the fried. What potential? Stick with the knight. Could take the knight, or shall we just practice just taking time and develop a piece? Or maybe they're forcing us to take off the board. Attack the queen. Oh, it'd be nice if it was there, the king, but it's not. Okay, something's telling me something's wrong with that move. But I don't know what it is. Let's bring the queen here. That's all. Something's telling me they're moving real quick, but something just doesn't feel right with the moves they're making. Let's take. He's on the knight with the pawn. They're moving dead quick, but I'm still a bit skeptical. But it might be working for them. It might be working for them. Bring the bishop here, attacking the queen. Or x-raying through to the queen, rather. Queen's not having any of it. I'll be overworking if I start bouncing around attacking the queen. I'll be overworking our queen. Yep, they're going super speedy. Let's maybe just hide the knight around the back. We've got 2 attacks potential. One here with a check on the king. One here attacking the queen. Go with the queen first. Ah, that would be so nice if it was supported. We'll go here, they might not see it. That would be brilliant. X-ray through to the king. And the bishop is not able to get in front. Oh, and we've got it. We got it. We do lose a bishop, but... yeah, good game. Okay, let's get rocking. Support the pawn. Keep supporting the pawn. Got the diagonal through, haven't they? Let's get developed with the knight. Okay, so they're going slow potatoes. Let's just castle. This is going to be a long game. Like they're going to be looking to put some pressure here. We'll bring the bishop here. They can always go there with it. Wants to get rid of... Oh, come on, people. Bishop's got no protection on it. Maybe they genuinely didn't see. Okay, come and attack the knight. Take. Looking to trade down now as best possible. So the hardest games to gain advantages is the ones that you've got the advantage in. Because it's so soul destroying when you lose that advantage when you've got a clear advantage. Right, it's got no protection. Trying to get this bishop here to attack their rook if they forget themselves. Right, it does have a spot of, not a fork, but it's feels okay, does it? Is that a give up move? I think it was a give up move, wasn't it? Mhm. You'd love a novel, the board game like that. Good, 10-0. See if we can get some endgame practice going. Let's just go here. And of course, it's if we do get to the end game. It's no guarantees of getting to the end game. Oh, we've got the 4 knights. Damn it. We've got the 4 knights. Shall we push this pawn here? Take. Looks like they'll get the 20-pointer, which is the king not castling. But not going to lose too much sleep over that situation. Smaller piece attacking a higher piece. Sit the king here, but the pawn is going to get hit. We could bring the bishop and double the pawns, or we can bring the king back again, which is not ideal. Just to support the pawn. Let's get this. So he's going to be... Yeah, let's just bring the bishop here. It's a bit scrappy. Looks like they've got things sewn up. Gonna bait a pawn, maybe. Oof. So we can't castle. Gonna be in trouble. Let's just hit this bishop. I think we can move the knight. Could take this pawn. Bishop takes, king takes, but then we lose the knight, so that's maybe not a good thing. Take the bishop again, but he's attacking our pawn. He's going to get our pawn here. What do we do? Double the pawns or move the knight? Move the knight, but I'm jamming myself in even more. I'm going to move the knight. Take. We're trying to see if we can lean on this rook, but I don't think they're going to give us the time. We kind of wanted to go here, but we wanted to attack the pawn at the same time, but that's not happening. So I'll bring the knight here. Not much touching it unless the knight wants to exchange. So we might get the bishop. Might get it. Let's just attack the bishop, see if anything's happening. So we're basically in endgame now. I was so focused on trying to get out of the mess that we're in with the 4 knights situation. So yeah, we're wanting to practice the endgame. Now looking at the pawn structure. Okay, so he's looking to double his pawns, which I think we're going to gladly accept and see if we can go for the trade. It might be the smallest of weaknesses that we can maybe take advantage of. This is the type of thing we want to practice. And so they're coming for our pawn, but we can got a check on the king, and we can then go and attack, because if they do take, the pawn is going to be on the far side. There's no problem with that, is there? It's even on the pawns, so I think we will take. Maybe the knight takes just to be fancy. Okay, and we said we were just going to carry on attacking the rook. Definite practice of end games. I'm wanting to try and master in my own mind the movement of the pawns. We've been practicing end games forever and ever, for ages now, and yet even when we're playing over the board, we're falling foul of the simplest of maneuvers that helps win the games. So we do have check on the king to get the pawn off, so we will be able to grab. Then he's going to take, we take. Okay, I think that still works for us, so I'm going to just attack the king and the pawn. We will take. We're on this pawn, but the knight's protecting. I think they're going to continue taking here, because the knight is actually on the rook. Okay, so they've not attacked us, they're still wanting to get something in here. Okay, so our rook could come to attack the pawn twice. They take, we take. Their rook comes down to attack our pawn. We go there, he takes, we take. Rook comes down, attacks our pawn. And we're not going to take because the knight is defending. Push the pawn to protect the pawn. Okay, I think that might work. So still even. Oh, we're +1 actually, sorry. We're +1 for now. It comes down. Can't actually come there because this pawn is blocking. Sorry. Bro, it's funny. Maybe just attacking our knights, which gives us that, but then obviously he's probably going to come here, x-raying through. Oh no, he's doubled up. Didn't even see that. Didn't even see that, did we? Okay, right. We need to take it a little bit steady now, because we didn't. If we push this pawn, see if we can get this, but I think they're just going to push to stop that. Okay, and if we push this pawn, see if we're getting any of this, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's probably just going to drop. Conscious I moved a little bit quick there. I need to talk it through first before I make the move. It's attacking our knight. And we can attack his knight. Because we're the ones attacking. If we attack his knight, he takes. We're still attacking the knight. His knight can't attack our rook. Or if he just takes, we take. But then does he get it? But he gets the pawn back, doesn't he? If we push here, and then he takes, then we take. Say his king takes, then the rook can take the pawn. I think we're going to continue attacking their knight. Just keep attacking it for now. See if the picture works for us. I think the rook is just taking. Yes, so we'll take. And then we can take this pawn. And we're on this pawn. He does have pawn majority now against this one pawn. So we will take. And focal point should be on how can we stop this? Because if we push, his king's just going to block. Two linked pawns, let's see if we can work them together. Coming up to the top, let's just hit the rook. Push. Move the king up. Move it up again, it's probably going to hit us with the pawn. Move across. King comes down, put a check on the king. Push up. Go behind this pawn. We have to find a way of trying to get this supported without getting mated. And trying to get this pawn up, but if he keeps his rook there forever and a day, we have to contend with these pawns pushing down. But at the minute, looks like we can put a check on the king and move the pawn a bit further up, or come across now and attack this pawn so he can take those pawns there. I think that might work for us to try and get rid of their advantage. He is coming down for the pawn, so I think we can. Yeah, he's going to take this pawn. There's not anything I can do. I can support it with the king, but he then attacks our king. Or does he just go for the pawn? Goes for the pawn. Let's take away the advantage here. And let's take the pawn. So there's no pawns for promotion now. But they're not giving up. So it's not over. Yep, so maybe move the king. There's king. Can we push? Support the pawn. Not squeezing here. He is looking to take, so I'm going to push this pawn. Oh, didn't think it was taken now. Okay, nice one. That's a good endgame practice. We've been having a very long session of trying to find endgame practice with coming to the account just to put a bit of pressure into the game. Yeah, that was okay. I think it's the vision of the pawns in the earlier part of the end game, maybe the transition into the end game. Just have a look at how the pawn structures are looking, and if there's any movements that needs to be done with, like my king to support the pawns, or any key pieces, or the rooks, you know, cutting off any blind spot weaknesses that we've got. Before we start thinking that we're winning because we've got pawns on one side and they've got pawns on the other, just block it off a little bit and just look at the rhythm of the pawns. And so that felt fairly nice, felt like we did cover off all of those aspects. So I'm happy for this training session today.